Okay, it's running. It's running. Come. It's running this way. There it goes. I can see the dust. Come. I can see it. Go down here in the river. It's running down this river. There it goes. Another one. Okay, let's go and have a look.
It doesn't matter if it's a rat or an elephant. If you're going to shoot an animal, it needs to be done right. That means knowing your kit, knowing yourself, and knowing where that bullet needs to go.
You've got to understand the animal that you're hunting. You've got to understand all about it. Its ecology, its reproductive cycle, its life cycle. That just makes the hunt more interesting because you understand, you become one with the animal. You understand it completely. You understand everything about the animal that you're going to take its life. And I think that way you can honour the animal and respect it a lot more if you understand it really well.
When things get this big, there are many more practical and some would even say ethical reasons to get it right. Plus, getting it wrong could be the last thing you do.
Loudest sound in Africa is click, when the rifle goes click and your rifle doesn't go bang.
In a corner of the Kruger National Park in South Africa, beautifully painted elephant targets are being put into position. Tomorrow, Lennart Lyngfeldt, the president of Swedish gun sights manufacturer Aimpoint, and members of his family will be put through their paces. They are attending an elephant hunting training course at the Southern African Wildlife College under the watchful eye of Dr. Kevin Robertson, vet and author of world-famous book The Perfect Shot. The course climaxes with an incredibly realistic simulated hunt.
So he comes down, he can't see it. We get him actually into this little hole here like that. And as he comes down into here, the elephant comes into view. And then there's the shot exactly from here. Pete can't reach the paint there. Let me just give him a hand there.
If anyone knows the anatomy of an elephant, it's Kevin. The shot placement will differ depending on your position and the angle of the elephant's head.
Teaching technique is aim on the eye and then move that point of aim across to underneath what we call the ear gusset, which is in the back third of the brain, because that controls the breathing center and it controls the locomotory center. So you shoot an elephant there, the back legs will go down first, he'll just drop. Front part of the brain is where logic and reasoning is, and it's not nearly as effective as the back half of the brain. So we target the back half of the brain, and that's what these targets are designed to do, exactly that. A lot of guys just panic when they see the elephant so close and they're not used to their rifle. The rifle doesn't fit them properly. They're not used to the trigger brake, so they get the shot off before they're really ready for it. So this not only just teaches you about shot placement, this also teaches you about your gun mount, how well you're familiar with your rifle, how well your rifle fits you, how used to you are the sight picture, and all those things that come together into almost like a real life situation. So it really puts the person under pressure if they're not mentally prepared for it and they're not physically prepared for it and they're not well enough practiced with their rifles. Most guys buy a big game rifle and they probably shoot it 3 or 4 times a year, but you need to shoot this rifle a couple of 100 times till you're thoroughly familiar with it. And that's what they don't do. They're scared of their rifle. It's too expensive to shoot a big bore rifle. This rifle of mine, every time the rifle goes bang, that's a good bottle of scotch going down range. But we have to practice because it's all about muscle memory and it's all about feeling of familiarity. You've got to know exactly when your trigger's going to break. You've got to know exactly when your sight picture, and yet that all comes with practice. Right, so we need to get those ears, sorry.
The last target simulates the worst case scenario. If it all goes wrong, that elephant needs to be stopped and dispatched, and this is best practice.
When the elephant turns and runs and gets away, you've got to stop it. Because if you don't stop it, you'll never find that elephant again and you'll never catch up with it. No human can keep up with an elephant. So the idea is to run after it and you either shoot it in the hip joints or the spine, and we've got targets here which we indicate and to show where those positions are. And that is just basically to slow the animal down, because an elephant can't walk on 3 legs. If you break an elephant's hip joint, he just stands there and then you can actually come and give him a coup de grace. And then they'll pick up the grass in there and then they'll clean that grass on their tusk to get the sand off the roots.
Before we shoot any of the big game rifles, we need to learn about the anatomy and social structure of the elephants. It's complex.
So trophy hunting is very selective. Only 0.5% of the population is hunted. So no effect on the numbers, but it has huge financial implications.
While they're being shot to pieces by poachers across much of Africa, over the past 20 years, the number of elephants in the Kruger has soared. Before they were protected, they were a local resource. There was even an elephant meat processing unit in the park.
And they used to shoot 2 elephants every day, and those elephants were processed. And you could come to Kruger Park, you could buy elephant bully beef, you could buy biltong, the skins were used. And that all stopped in 1994.
There's more to this course than knowing where the brain of an elephant lies. We get up close to them. We are taken to see the damage they do. Mature knobthorn trees all toppled by elephants. With them goes shade, food, protection and nesting sites.
Elephants are literally eating all the other game out of house and home. And we see that now with bushbuck. We've already lost eland here. Sable is just hanging on. They're not getting more. Roan is gone over here. Reedbuck here, gone. And that is all in the last 35 years. And so what happens now to the nesting sites of vultures? What happens now to the nesting sites of eagles? What happens now to the nesting sites of ground hornbill? And you know, it's a big problem. This place is not just for elephants. It's not just for them. They've got a place. Yes, of course they've got a place. But can that place not be fulfilled by, let's say, a third or a quarter of the number of elephants?
We return to the college's range. To make sure the big game rifles are shooting straight, there's an omelette making competition.
Welcome to the 3rd official omelette challenge. So once we're happy with the rifles are sighted in, we are going to suspend a chicken egg on a frame, and we're going to back off to 50 meters. We're all going to put some money into a kitty, and the first person to break the egg, he's the champion, and he takes the money. And we'll take Swedish krona, we don't mind, we're not particular when it comes to money. At the moment, Mr. Peter Nell, he's the reigning champion, and he is on 40 meters with his 458. I think it was a flip shot myself, but so we'll see if we can repeat it this year. Congratulations.
Of course, all the rifles have aim points on board, thanks to the support the company offers the college.
Aimpoint are very much supporters of the college. They are supporters of my department in particular, loyal supporters, and without them we would really battle to function. But we also believe in their products. In the middle of the egg. Yeah.
With the egg smashed and an astonishing number of near misses all round it, it's time for the simulated hunt. Lennart goes first. Pete treats it like the real thing.
Okay. It was feeding. Look at this. Actually feeding, yeah. Look at this. Fresh tongue. Real fresh tongue with fresh pea. Okay, you might be in luck today. Head is slightly up, just below the eyes. Take the shot just below the eyes. Shoot again. I say, okay, good. You know, this is as real as it's going to get without shooting a real elephant.
This is amazing because it's training, but I got the goose skin as you were pushing me forward. It's like he's looking at you. He's seeing us.
Yeah.
Stay calm.
Yeah.
It sounds like he just finished a hockey game.
None of the shooters know what to expect. They haven't seen any of the targets. It's all about pressure, getting the hunter's adrenaline pumping.
I say, okay, good. 2 good shots again. This elephant fell in its tracks here.
Right.
And it's beautiful. It's going to be a bad recovery though. You know, how do you get it out of this river? Good shot.
4 targets are on offer, and it finishes with the rear end
too high, a
target.
little. So what you want to see, you want to look at this base of the tail.
It's been a dry run with a little bit of sweat on the brow.
Up this big theme.
This is excellent. I recommend this at least 100%.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Anyone can do the simulated elephant course or any other big game simulated hunting. Even if you don't fancy hunting the real thing, it's still a superb experience. For details of the courses, go to wildlifecollege.co.za. For more about Aimpoint sites, visit aimpoint.com.